Hello everyone, good morning. I hope you're doing well today, and I hope that your day is going great. And if it's not, it is totally fine. I hope that this podcast makes it better for you. And if it doesn't, that is totally fine as well. If you are in the start of the day, if you're listening to this in the start of the day, good morning again. And if you're listening to this at the end of the day, good evening or good night. I hope that you can sleep well today and kind of rest and try to look forward to tomorrow. If you're listening to this in any other part of the day, good afternoon, and I hope that you are enjoying whatever you're doing right now. If you're relaxing or just trying to take a nap, I hope that that relaxes you and helps you focus on other important things. So thank you so much for listening to this episode. Today we're learning about the sacred kingfisher. So it is one of the kingfisher species, one of the many kingfisher species. So we are learning about this bird today. And before we go into the episode, I want you to kind of breathe with me. So just kind of let go of anything that is worrying you or stressing you out, or anything in your mind that just feels uncomfortable. Try to acknowledge it, but just let it pass. And if it doesn't go away, that is totally fine. So just, breathe in and breathe out with me. So if you're ready, breathe in. Hold your breath and breathe out very slowly. Breathe in. Hold your breath and breathe out very slowly. Try to just focus on your breathing and nothing else. Breathe in. Hold your breath and breathe out very slowly. I hope that this helped you relax. Thank you so much for doing that with me. And I hope that you enjoy today's episode. I bet you will, because we are learning about the kingfisher. So I have wanted to learn about this bird for a very, very long time. Because I always look at documentaries and see these amazing birds kind of diving into the water, and I always wanted to kind of learn more about them. So today we're learning about actually two species of kingfisher. One is the Guam kingfisher and the other is the sacred kingfisher. So let's go with the sacred kingfisher first. So this kingfisher is actually from the amazing family of Alcedinidae. So that has 113 species of kingfishers and kookaburras. So kingfishers are one of the amazing birds that I know. There are many amazing birds, and I think every bird is amazing in its own way. But when you see their abilities and what they can do, like I think kingfishers are one of the amazingly unique birds, such as the hummingbirds. So I hold them really close to my heart, and I just hope that you also enjoy this episode. So some of the species in the Alcedinidae family are the common kingfisher, the laughing kookaburra, the belted kingfisher, the Guam kingfisher that we are going to learn about, and the white-throated kingfisher. And I can't really read 113 species, so I am going to leave it at that. So kookaburras are actually giant kingfishers, so they are just a little bit bigger. But they have the same characteristics as the normal kingfishers. So really amazing to look at. The size of kingfishers, the sacred kingfisher size is only 7.9 to 9.1 inches long. So adults are kind of 20 to 23 centimeters long. And their weight is 28 to 61 grams. So it only ranges very low. So they are a very lightweight birds, and I would think that is an adaptation for kind of diving into the water and being able to catch fish with all their tricks. So that is, I think, an adaptation for birds. And birds usually are pretty light because they do have wings and they have to carry themselves. They do have hollow bones. And it's just one of their adaptations, which I think is really, really cool. As we talk about birds being hollow and being able to fly, I just saw or at least heard a flock of geese migrating in the sky. So there's a lake here near where I live, and it has a lot of ducks there, and sometimes I think the geese visit too. So I think they were kind of, migrating. They do that all the time around 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. So that was really, really cool and kind of coincidental. So I guess the birds are also listening to my podcast, guys. I don't know, maybe. So anyways, I'm just joking. So let's go into the episode. The appearance of the sacred kingfisher is actually very, I would say almost sacred looking, because it does have some contrasting colors. It is mostly blue-green to turquoise above, so it has like a cap of blue-green to turquoise feathers along with a black beak. So I think males have kind of black beaks and the females have orange beaks. I think that is for the common kingfisher, not for the sacred one. But nevertheless, the sacred kingfisher does look very, majestic. So it has a turquoise kind of a blue cap and feathers in the back. For me, it kind of reminds me of a superhero cape. And then it has a white kind of underpart. So it has white feathers underneath with an yellowish tinge or orangish tinge. So it is a very unique looking bird. It also has like a black stripe going from its beak to its back of the neck. So I think it's very unique looking, just like every other kingfisher. If you go into the family, you'll see an array of colors and an array of patterns and combinations. Kingfishers are really unique birds, and every single one of them has different colors, and it's just really amazing to kind of look at them. Some of them are similar, some of them are indistinguishable, but most of them, they're very unique. So anyways, guys, let's not go off track again. There's probably going to be a part 2 for this episode, because I do have a bunch of stuff that I learned about them that I just can't avoid sharing with you. So let's get into our next kind of fact here. So let's see where they live. So these kingfishers are found in Australia, New Zealand, Lord Howe Island, Norfolk Island, and many other islands in Oceania. And they're also found in Indonesia, Melanesia, and New Guinea, and all of the smaller islands near Oceania, such as Christmas Islands, Malaysia, Marshall Islands, and Micronesia. So these kingfishers do kind of circle around the Asian continent. So they're endemic to the Asian continent, but they're also found in all these different countries in Oceania. So that is very cool there. In Australia, it actually inhabits open eucalyptus forests. which is actually really unique there. I've never seen a bird kind of inhabit eucalyptus forests. I didn't even know eucalyptus forest existed. That would be a very amazing sight, and I can't even imagine how it would smell, because eucalyptus are amazing smelling trees. They're used for herbs and to make essential oils. So these birds are living in an amazing environment there. They also live in Melaleuca swamps. I don't know as to what that is, but they do live in swamps, mangroves, mud flats, wetlands, and even in rivers and lake margins. Them living near rivers and swampy areas or moist areas does make sense, because they are piscivores, or fish-eating birds, and they do have to kind of be near water or have contact to water to kind of get their prey. Most of the kingfishers are piscivores, but some of them are insectivores. They only eat insects, so they kind of inhabit forests and eucalyptus forests, just like we saw. Oh guys, this tea is really amazing. I'm having some green tea over here, and it's really hot, and I just love having green tea, because as you know from my previous episodes, I have said that it calms me down and kind of clears my throat. So it's really healthy too. So just a little bit of appreciation for my green tea here. So yeah, if you want to listen to the call of the I was about to say hummingbird, guys, the kingfisher, I'm gonna play it for you. I hope that you can listen to it. So that was a short call of the kingfisher. So I think some of the kingfishers, they don't really have unique calls, but still their calls are really high-pitched, and just this one burst of call. I'm really bad at explaining bird calls, guys. If you have another way that you would kind of explain these bird calls, please let me know. I do need some help over here. So anyways, let's move on to its diet and nutrition. As we saw, the sacred kingfisher feeds on a variety of invertebrates. So invertebrates and vertebrates, I think most of you know the difference, but just to kind of reflect on that, invertebrates don't have a backbone and vertebrates do. So kind of insects, bugs, and spiders, crustaceans, fish, and all that, they don't have backbones, and they're called invertebrates, and they become prey to this kingfisher here. They also kind of feed on frogs and small rodents, reptiles, and some of them, they also eat finches and other small birds. So I'm guessing it is the big kookaburra, or the giant kingfisher, that eats these kind of smaller birds, because there's no way that these smaller kingfishers can do that. So anyways, that is one of the facts that I have there. I think it's really surprising that they eat other birds as well. So as for the sacred kingfisher, it will sit on a low branch and wait for its prey to pass by. Guys, I hear an ambulance in the background. I apologize for it. I just hope that whoever's in the ambulance is safe and gets help. So anyways, let's come back to the episode. So the sacred kingfisher will sit on a low branch and wait for its prey to pass by. So it just kind of looks into the water. Guys, there's an airplane now in the background. I don't know what's happening. I should have closed the window, but anyways, I hope that it doesn't bother you. So it swoops down to grab the prey by briefly landing. So when kingfishers kind of dive into the water, that's when they're doing that for catching their prey. So this is called the sally pounce. So they briefly land on the water. They just kind of skim it, but they're actually like putting their beaks inside and fetching the fish. I think that is so cool. That's totally cool. That's just one of the amazing facts about kingfishers. So there's no wonder why they're called kingfishers, because they are the king of fishers. Anyways, that was a really bad joke. Sorry guys, sorry to ruin your day like that. Anyways, so and they also do this by hovering. When they swoop down and grab their prey, they hover on the water, and this is called the Sally strike. So the Sally pounce and Sally strike are the hunting techniques that they use. We have seen in other birds such as the snowy owl and the crane. They use a bunch of different techniques to hunt. So each bird has a different technique, and it kind of evolved from its kind of habitat and what they eat. So after catching its prey, the kingfisher kind of returns to its perch, and then it eats its catch by beating and swallowing. So the way it beats this fish is just it kind of rotates its head, and then it kind of just swallows the fish. It doesn't chew or anything like that. I did see a short video on how kingfishers kind of feed. It was scary at first. I thought it was gonna throw up or something, but it just kind of swallowed the fish, and it just digested it. And kingfishers usually have to eat a lot because they are kind of active animals, birds. So they eat up to 60% of their body weight every day, which is also similar to the hummingbird there. The hummingbird actually has to eat a lot. As we know here, the kingfisher does fish a lot, which means it does need a lot of food. So let's get on to its mating habits. The breeding season of the sacred kingfisher is actually from August to March, so around the end of summer to the start of spring. So sometimes it has two broods, which means I think two kind of nests. That's what I think. So let me look that up. So yeah, it does mean that it has two clutches of eggs. It lays two clutches of eggs. So the way that these kingfishers kind of go through this process of breeding and raising chicks is very interesting, because I think they're monogamous. So once a pair has mated, they do kind of stay together all the time, and they dig a nest first. So they dig a nest. It can be a burrow in a riverbank, a hollow in a tree branch, or a termite mound. So these are some of the nest locations, and in part 2 you'll see something really different where they nest. So look out for part 2, guys. It has way cooler facts than these. So anyways, let's get into how they kind of lay these eggs here. So the female lays a clutch of 3 to 6 glossy white rounded eggs. So 3 to 6 is kind of like an average amount of eggs, and they measure from 25 millimeter to 22 millimeter. So they're not as big as I thought they would be, but the kingfishers are also really small birds. The adult kingfishers are kind of 20 to 23 centimeters long, or 7.9 to 9.1 inches long, and the males are they weigh a little bit more than females, but that's not a great big difference. They're kind of in the same range of weight there, from 28 to 61 grams. So I think for their size, their eggs are actually the right size, but they do look really tiny for humans, and they are extremely fragile. So they're incubated for 17 to 18 days by both parents, mainly the female, and then they help feed the nestlings for up to 4 weeks after fledging. up to 4 weeks, and then they still feed it after fledging. So that is really a lot of care that they're giving to the fledglings there, which is really amazing. So today's episode was all about just getting introduced to some kingfisher facts, and kind of looking at where they're from, what is their speciality, and their origin. Some facts were about their appearance and their habits as well. So I just wanted to kind of introduce you to kingfishers and kind of make you understand how large their species or family is. So 113 species of kingfisher is a huge amount. So I just want to at least cover 2 of these birds. So I'll see you in the next episode, guys. I promise there's way cooler facts than these in the next episode. So I hope to see you there. But I hope you still enjoyed this episode, and I hope it kind of made you relax and take off any stress or worries. So thank you so much for listening. If you're still listening, or if you're asleep, good night and sweet dreams. And if you are kind of still listening, thank you so much. You can visit my Instagram or my TikTok, or any of my other social media platforms to kind of look at previews, or just scroll and watch videos there, because I do kind of post some previews on there. So thank you so much for listening, and I hope that you have an amazing day, and see you in the next episode. Thank you, guys. Goodbye.